Hello guys, how's it going? I'm Arrow in the Knee, that's me, the person right here. I'm sat on my bed with a camera in front of me, so that means one of two things. I'm talking about wrestling, or I'm doing a suicide note, and thankfully it's not the latter. So yeah, we're going to be talking about the pay-per-view that happened on Sunday, and I waited a couple of days to do this because I was going to do it on Monday. And I was like, I should probably watch Raw first, because you probably should watch Raw. Because usually, you have the pay-per-view, and then a fuck ton usually happens on the Raw afterwards. And it's good to have those in order. And spoilers, if you haven't seen Raw yet, the Shield have broke up. Seth Rollins turned on the guys. So I waited another day just to try and collect the thoughts in my head as such. Oh, and also I wanted to know about the Daniel Bryan situation, which is going to be a huge bulk of what I talk about here. By the way, I'm still a little bit ill, so I might cough a little bit through this, I'm sorry. But yeah, we're going to talk about wrestling, and I'm probably going to get really mad, because a lot of this made me pretty angry. It's kind of bad when you get angry at wrestling, but man, it was, yeah. Alright, so, the pre-show was the hair versus mask match, the second in what I hope to be a huge rivalry between Hornswoggle and El Torito. This was a mask, so El Torito's got a mask, and hair match. If you lose, whatever, Oh, God. I'm not sure how I feel about the midget wrestling. El Torito beat Drew McIntyre, who was the chosen one at one point, who held the Intercontinental title for a long time, beat Kofi Kingston, made Teddy Long get on his hands and knees and beg for his job. The chosen one. And he got beat by El Torito on, I think, Raw last week, which was disgusting. I actually thought to myself, okay, he's gonna lose this match. And Drew McIntyre's gonna lose this match. How is he gonna lose? And I was like, he could get rolled up. And I was like, but El Torito's a tiny little guy. How is he gonna roll him up? And what happened is, Drew's going on the top row, and the two Los Matadores get up on the apron. Of course, completely cheating, and then, what's his name? Drew McIntyre falls off the top rope, and apparently that is enough to get a 3 count when you're a midget. I'm sorry if calling someone a midget is how do I say this, offensive. I will call them the little people. I think calling them little people is more offensive, but whatever. But yeah, I digress. We have hair versus mask match. Great rivalry with the 3MB and Los Matadores. At least they've given him something to do. And you know what the worst thing was? They did the hair match, and Hornswoggle loses. There's not much I can say other than that. And they're shaving his head, and they don't shave it all. They've left the back bit, so he's got like old person, nothing here and just long hair at the back. And I was like, what's the point in that? They meant to cut all his hair off. This is a hair fucking match, Oh, it's so bad. So that's enough to get angry about. But then again, this is on the pre-show. I guess it's for kids. Then again, they did have a TLC match, and now they've got a hair versus mask match. What are they going to do next? Like, Buried Alive, Inferno, Hell in a Cell! Would I pay to see that? I don't know. I did like the TLC match, I'll be honest. It was quite good. But that was just because 3MB and Los Matadores got involved a lot. If it was just one-on-one, it would have been kind of shit. So, the second match, the first match of the actual pay-per-view was Sheamus versus Cesaro. And I'm not sure if any of you guys out there have done this yourself, but I look at betting odds on wrestling, and yes, you can bet on wrestling. It might be fake, it might be predetermined, but no one knows the outcome of the matches, so it's actually kind of good to bet on. And when I saw that Sheamus was the huge favourite to win this match, I was shocked, because I would have thought Cesaro wins this hard. if I was watching this with no prior knowledge to, you know, everything, I'd be thinking, well, they're going to give Cesaro the US title back. But no. Actually, a very good match, and I think Cesaro dominated a hell of a lot of it. Cesaro is going to be a star. Cesaro is going to be a star. I'm not sure if Paul Heyman's the right guy for him. I think Cesaro can do enough alone, or with someone. I mean, I think Paul Heyman is fine until the problem is Paul Heyman is there for the guy until Brock Lesnar's back. That's it. Brock Lesnar is the number. Paul Heyman even said this. He said, "I'm going to be the guy who gets Brock Lesnar to where he needs to go. Cesaro is going to help. You know, if I need Cesaro to beat up this guy so that Brock Lesnar can win the title, he's going to do it." He said that. I can't remember when he said it. But yeah, Cesaro is his number 2. And Paul Heyman does nothing but put over the fact that Brock Lesnar defeated The Undertaker at WrestleMania. So, it's not that good for Cesaro, although being around Heyman is always good for a person. I'm not sure actually if that's the case, because I've just shown, or at least I've just told you why it's bad. Cesaro is very good though. When he picked up Big Show at WrestleMania, that was probably my favourite moment of the entire pay-per-view. You know, just that was so good. That was so cool. But yeah, that was that. How does that end? How did that match end? Oh yeah, Cesaro hits the Cesaro swing for 21 spins. I'm not sure if it's 21 spins or 21 counts, because the crowd obviously can't count that much, that well. Sorry, and he's dizzy. I assume this is what they were going for. Cesaro's dizzy, and he goes to pick up Sheamus for the neutralizer, and he gets rolled up into a small package and takes the 1, 2, 3. And I guess because he's dizzy, he can't kick out. I think that's the thing. I guess. Alright, next match. Rybaxel versus Goldust and Cody Rhodes. Has this been going on forever? Rybaxel, like, on every Raw, they're there just to beat Cody and Goldust. And this match wasn't really that eventful. Basically, the thing they're trying to get across here is that Cody Rhodes sucks. And Cody Rhodes, I don't know, it's like JBL says, it's like, it's all in his head, Michael. You know, it's all like, ugh. It's all in his head, Michael. But yeah, Cody Rhodes loses the match again for the team, and he walks out on Goldust, telling Goldust that he needs a better partner, which I didn't expect. I expected Cody to just be like, "Hey, Goldust, you suck. I'm going to kill you," which usually is how these tag team breakups work. And on Monday Night Raw, they had a Sin Cara team with Goldust, and Sin Cara lost. It's like. Rybaxel are like on a winning streak. It's insane. It's like, oh, okay. I do like Curtis Axel and Ryback though. They're very good. Like, if you look past the stigma that's attached to Ryback and anyone who's that big, you know, you have to look past that and think, are these guys entertaining and good? And Ryback's very good. And Curtis Axel, who's definitely not that big, is very good as well. I like them as a tag team. And I definitely like Ryback on Twitter. He's funny as all hell. But yeah, I think Cody jumps into the arms of Ryback and takes the shell shocked for the win. Not too much, yeah. Okay, I think this is about the time in the pay-per-view where my biggest fear was just realised. Now, we need to go through a few things here before I start. Alright, so the segment I'm talking about is, of course, Daniel Bryan coming out and being ordered to surrender the title to Stephanie McMahon, or his wife would be fired. Okay. Stephanie is right. The concept is correct. You have to have a fighting champion. You have to have someone defend the championship. Daniel Bryan was injured. He had a neck injury after WrestleMania. And he has not competed since Extreme Rules. Extreme Rules was his last match. And it was against Kane. And after Extreme Rules, did he get tombstoned after or before the pay-per-view? I think it might have been before. Either way, he has to have neck surgery, and they have made the decision to keep the title on him, even though he can't defend it. Now, I'm going to go into not quite spoiler territory, but I'm going to go a little further on into this review and say that 1, 2, 3... I would say 3 of the matches on this show were really good. Like, really, really, really good. Like, really solid. And these were Cesaro, Sheamus, Bray Wyatt, John Cena, and The Shield and Evolution. These 3 were great matches in their own right and are worthy of carrying a pay-per-view, even alone. The problem is, when there is no championship, when there is no big prize, it doesn't mean anything. It's bad. I cannot get excited really. Like Evolution versus The Shield 2. Okay, so the first match, The Shield win, and it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't. It doesn't mean a thing. Shield versus Evolution 2. They win 3-0. Doesn't mean a thing. My thoughts on what was going to happen, and the reason I thought this is because it was very strange to make the main event an elimination tag team match. Because no one ever does that. Ever. It's always just like a 3-on-3. I mean, how many times has the Shield been in one of those matches and it been an elimination match? Pretty much, I don't think ever. And there's been a lot of 6-man tag team matches in the past year and a half since the Shield have debuted. So I thought that Daniel Bryan was going to surrender the title, and they were going to have the title on the line in the main event, and the guy who, is the final man will win the title, which would have been great. We could have had a Batista win. Batista winning there would have got him to be champion while walking down the red carpet and given WWE exposure. It's not the best thing in the world for us, but hey, Batista's quite good. I don't mind Batista. We could have had Randy Orton win. We could have had my favourite thing, Triple H win. Triple H could have been champion again. Or we could have had a hot shot, maybe like Dean Ambrose randomly gets the title. Wouldn't that be great? Or Roman Reigns just gets the title. I mean, there's lots of things that could have happened in that match. But they made a huge mistake. The segment in which Daniel Bryan had to surrender the title or Brie Bella got fired. Daniel Bryan comes to the ring and he's going to surrender the title, and his wife's like, "No, Daniel, no." And she walks to Stephanie and says, "I quit." And it's like, she quit, yeah? She quit out of her own, she decided to quit. That means Stephanie didn't fire her. That means that Stephanie could have been like, "Oh, so you quit? Alright, well, there were 2 options here. Either I fire you, or I take the championship. Well, fire's gone now, because you quit. The only thing I can do is take the championship." They could have made her into such a cunt. Such a bitch. It's like, you quit and I get the title. Ha! And then Triple H wins the title later on in the night. It would have been great. I'd have been so happy with that. But Daniel Bryan has the title, and this is also one of the reasons I kept off on making this video until now. I needed to know if Daniel Bryan was surrendering the title the next night. But no, Daniel Bryan is still out, and he's going to be out until Money in the Bank, which is the July pay-per-view, I think. Unless it's really, really late on in June. But it's a long way away, and that means we haven't had a WWE title match since Extreme Rules, which is fucking disgusting. I don't care if you're Daniel Bryan, I don't care if you're CM Punk, I don't care if you're an Internet Darling, I don't care if you're Triple H. You need to defend the title on every pay-per-view. It needs to be at the top of the card or just below if there's a special attraction. The championship is there for a reason. To be defended, to make main events main events. Even the 6-man tag team match Shield vs Evolution was not a main event. It felt hollow. The whole event felt hollow. And now we find out that Daniel Bryan has to surrender the title if he doesn't defend the title at Money in the Bank. That's another month. That's 2 months. That'll be 2 months. No title has been... This is also making Daniel Bryan look terrible. Like, I know that they don't want to just strip him because internet fans will get upset. Because Daniel Bryan worked so hard to get the title and now it's gone. But that makes so much more sense. Daniel Bryan is sympathetic. And you know what? I've always said that people like Daniel Bryan would be much better off chasing the title and holding it. If we look at Chris Benoit, if we look at people like even John Cena, even Stone Cold Steve Austin, especially Stone Cold Steve Austin, people like that who get a tiny bit stale when they're on top, they're better chasing, because once they get there, it's kind of like, okay, what do we do now? The worst you can do is have someone try and screw you out of the title. So Daniel Bryan, if they would have said, you know, he defends his title against Kane, and Kane injures him, and they say, look, we've got to strip you. Daniel Bryan's like, no, I can do it. And Daniel Bryan's like, I'm going to fight. And they're like, no, you're not clear to compete. Sorry, we've got to strip you of the title. When you come back, you can have a title match. They strip Daniel Bryan of the title. They can put it on Triple H. I think Triple H would be the perfect person to put it on. They put it on Triple H, and there we go. We now have, firstly, a good heel as a champion. In fact, Triple H is probably the best heel in WWE in the past 10 years. I can't think of anyone who's better. And we all would care when Daniel Bryan comes back. And of course they'd try and fuck him over and fuck him and fuck him and fuck... You know, they'd try and fuck him over. And that's your program for the next 4 months or so. But now we have Daniel Bryan, who has only defended once since he's won the title, just being on the sidelines. We don't get a Daniel Bryan in competition every week. We don't get Daniel Bryan doing this. And you know what? He might not even defend at Money in the Bank. They've even said, they're like, if Daniel Bryan can compete, he will face Kane, which is a terrible match again. I mean, the other match, right? The other match was... It was no holds barred, wasn't it? It was no disqualification match. It was no disqualification match, and... Yeah, Kane went through the flaming table, and Daniel Bryan wins. That's the best they're going to get out of that. And this next match, they're going to have a stretcher match. How shit is that? How shit is a stretcher match? Alright, hands up everyone who believes Kane will win the title. You know what? This hand is not here. This hand doesn't exist. Look, it's just a shoulder now. Look, because no one in the fucking world puts their hand up to that question. Kane is not winning. So why have the title match? Why have Kane? Like, is Kane the only fucking heel that they've got in the entire thing? I mean, there is Randy Orton. He exists. There is Triple H. He exists. John Cena's just finished with Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt exists. You know, Daniel Bryan and Bray Wyatt actually have a rivalry. You know what? Bray Wyatt actually holds a clean victory over Daniel Bryan. Oh my god, wouldn't that be a great match? But no, of course, we need Kane. Stretcher match Kane. Sang. Okay, that's enough of moaning and piss, because that pisses me off, because we should have a champion. It should have been stripped. Title should have been stripped. It should have been a long time ago as well. We should have had a title match on this card. I don't care who was in it. I don't care if it was Kane versus The Big Show. It's just bad. It's just really, really bad. Alright, let's get off the subject. There's other matches that I've got printed on my screen so I can remember what happened. Rusev with Lana defeated Big E by submission. So Rusev is undefeated, and they've stopped calling him Alexander Rusev. They've just called him Rusev, just like they've called Big E Langston Big E, Antonio Cesaro. Is there anyone else who got a name change like that? They're going to start calling Jack Swagger from now on, or John Cena, or Daniel Bryan. They're going to call Daniel Bryan. Oh, Kane. This match was kind of uneventful. Lana, her name is, the ravishing Russian, and I have no idea why alliteration has to be a part of all of this. It's like, so we need to call him the Bulgarian Brute. There's a B in that word, and there's a B in this word. Bulgarian Brute. Man, I better get paid 150 grand for being such a great writer. Bulgarian Brute. Oh, ravishing Russian. Oh god, there's got to be more. But those two stand out to me, because Bulgarian Brute. Like, really, it's like, oh, stop you pig brute. Oh, no, stop you brute. Seriously, it's such pansy. And ravishing Russian. This match, not much happened other than I think Rusev comes out with his... He comes out with... Oh god, this pisses me off as well, my god. Okay, so Rusev, Alexander Rusev, is from Bulgaria. They even say his name, the Bulgarian Brute. But they just keep doing the whole Russian thing with Lana. She's like, I really like Vladimir Putin. And they show a picture of Vladimir Putin's face. It's like... He's... Why? I guarantee, like, most Americans don't know who Vladimir Putin is. Even though he's been in the news a bit lately. Like, no one. No one from America knows that shit. Unless you actually watch things and care about it. So she's like, I'm from Russia, we're all Russians, we hate you Americans, we hate you all, we're Russians, except for this guy who's the actual wrestler and he's Bulgarian. And he comes out with a Bulgarian flag, waving it around. It's like, these Americans are so stupid, they won't even realise he's not Russian. That's what they're saying. That is actually what they're saying. They're like, this chick's Russian, yeah? This president is Russian. The wrestler's Bulgarian. Ugh. God damn it, man. Pisses me off. This match, I didn't think it took long. I think Big E got like some moves in, and Rusev wins with the accolade, which is the camel clutch. And I swear, how many foreign, Russian, whatever, like the Iron Sheiks have there been? Like Jinder Mahal, like who else? Jinder Mahal used the camel clutch. Iron Sheik used it. Rusev has used it. It's just like, oh, Muhammad Hassan used it. It's just like, well, if you come from the Middle East or the east of Europe or the middle of Asia, you've got to use the camel clutch because that makes you evil. Yeah, everyone just from that part of the world, let's just give them the camel clutch as the finish because it's pure evil. So yeah, he takes it with the camel clutch, the accolade they're calling it. Yeah, makes me a bit angry. I like Rusev though. I think they're... I don't know what they're building up to. I'm terrified they're building up to Rusev versus Cena. It's gonna give me a hot fever and well, fever dreams in general. I had fever dreams a couple of days ago. You know when you got fever and you have weird dreams? Yeah, John Cena and Rusev is a fever dream. So Bo Dallas versus Kofi Kingston. I believe. Do you guys believe? We all believe. So Bo Dallas comes out, does his thing. You can't teach an egg to fly, guys. Just believe. And Kofi Kingston comes out, and I think Kofi gets murdered by Kane for no reason. No reason. Kofi gets killed. It's like, poor Kofi. Like, he used to be like John Cena. He'd never lose the mid-card matches, ever. I don't think anyone has ever kicked out of Trouble in Paradise, his kick. Do not quote me on that, but I'd love if anyone knew. Has anyone ever kicked out of it? Like, full on, point blank, in the face, gets down for the pin, 1, 2, 3. Has anyone ever kicked out? I'm fairly sure no one has. Might be because he's never faced anyone like Randy Orton or anything, but... Well, he has, but... He's actually beaten Randy Orton, just not with the Trouble in Paradise. Or maybe he has. I don't know. But yeah, Bo Dallas is really happy. He's so happy. I love him. He's 4-0, guys. He's 4-0 after Raw. He beat Kofi Kingston clean. No one beats Kofi Kingston clean either. I was like really happy. So the next match is Bad News Barrett versus Rob Van Dam. He's like, I'm afraid I've got some bad news. With his raspy voice. I love Bad News Barrett. And that's probably because I'm English. I've always liked Wade Barrett. I've always loved English wrestlers in general. British Bulldog, William Regal, Bad News Barrett. No one else. Has there really not been that many English wrestlers? There's Paige, I guess, but she sounds like such a scutter. I can tell she's from Norwich. I'm sorry if you live in Norwich. And all the commentators and announcers call Norwich. They call it Norwich. They know not to say Norwich. They know not to say that, but they say it wrong. They still say it wrong. Norwich. I'm from Norwich. It's Norwich. Norrich. That's how you say it. Norwich. But yeah, Bad News Barrett and Van Dam. The fuck happened? This was really weird, the ending to this match, because Van Dam, this goes normal. This match does nothing special. It's a good match, but nothing special. The finish of the match was really weird because Barrett comes out the ring to follow Van Dam, and Van Dam gets to the ring post, and Barrett takes down the thing, puts it back up, and he goes for the bullhammer, and he ducks. Rob Van Dam ducks, and he takes the bullhammer into the ring post, and he's like, "Oh, my bullhammer elbow!" And it's like, he can't use the bullhammer anymore. He's fucked. It's over. He'd have to use his left arm or something. And within a minute, I think, with at least very, very soon after that, Wade Barrett's like, Bad News Barrett is like, bullhammer, gives him the bullhammer. And he's like, ow, it kind of hurts, but I still won the match. It's like, what was the point? Why did they just do that? It's like, it's the worst. Because it makes sense he could do the bullhammer, that he can hit Van Dam hard with it. After it's been into the ring post, he'd be like, it's possible, but you're going to be on the floor in pain, writhing in agony. All he was like, he's like, ow, this kind of hurts. Ooh, this is a bit painful. They could have said, like, he broke his elbow doing it, or for the next 2 weeks he loses his matches because his bullhammer elbow is so fucked because he used it after he used it into the ring post. But no, he just gives them the bullhammer, and he's like, oh, this kind of hurts a little bit. He takes the pin, and he's like, yay, I did it, I win, my elbow's fine. I was like, why did he elbow the ring post if they're not going to use it? It was so weird. It was so weird. Okay. John Cena with Jimmy and Jey Uso defeated Bray Wyatt with Luke Harper and Eric Rowan. So, firstly, this match started with Bray Wyatt coming out, and they've got the fans to start putting their cell phones up, their mobile phones if you're in England, their mobile phones up when it goes dark, and it looks so good. It looks so cool. It's just like completely dark, but everyone's lights are just lighting up the arena, which is like back in the day when people actually carried lighters on them, and when the Undertaker's theme hit, they'd turn, light their lighters and stuff. And that'd make some light, but it's not as cool as this. And also, you won't set the guy in front of you's hair's on fire, so that's pretty good. So this match was actually really quite long. It was probably the second main event, so it's obviously going to be a bit long. We all knew John Cena was going to win this. I think we all knew this. It sucks, because Bray Wyatt could have done with the win. But then again, Bray Wyatt probably came out of this feud looking really good. And also, the finish of this match, we'll just skip to the finish, and we'll talk about the rest. The finish was Bray Wyatt takes the attitude adjustment, the AA, it's the FU, through a box, and I was like, oh, is that going to be it? And then John Cena takes one of the things that are there and he pushes it over onto the box which Bray Wyatt's in, and he traps Bray Wyatt. And I'm like, I think this is the second time I remember John Cena cheated against Batista. He duct taped him to the ring post so he can't get up. This is the second time John Cena has cheated to win a last man standing match. It's like, you know, you're meant to beat the guy to the point where he can't get up. That is the point of the last man standing match. It's like, why cheat? You know, it's like John Cena cheats. He's cheating. It's cheating. I know it's not a disqualification. It's cheating though. They need to do something about this, because I can name four. Wait, 1, 2, 3. I can name 4 last man standing matches that have ended like this. That have ended in cheap endings where, you know, the point in a last man standing match is that you smash the guy's head in so much that he can't get up. That you've beaten him so badly that he doesn't get up. Not that you have pinned him down that he can't get up. You know, because we never saw this. We never saw that Bray Wyatt was conscious. He might have been unconscious. He might not have been able to get up. But if he could get up, you know, if he was getting up, he was like, oh shit, this is in my way. John Cena doesn't really win that match. He's not beaten Bray Wyatt enough. And that really bothers me, because the point is to, you know, they've got to the point in their feud where they need to beat each other to death to make it worth it. John Cena pinning the guy down with a thing like that doesn't say to me, this feud is ended in the best way it can have done. John Cena defeated Bray Wyatt and beat him to the point where he can't do anything. That's not what happened. He got covered. It was a cover. There was the Kane versus X-Pac one. No, Kane versus Chris Jericho, in which Chris Jericho covered Kane in a bunch of barrels. Kane could have got up. He put his hand through. He's like, oh, I'm here, and stuff. There's one. John Cena duct tapes Batista to the thing. There's another one. It's Batista could get up. Batista was fully conscious. Bullshit. Absolute bullshit. Del Rio did the exact same thing to, I think, the Big Show. That's 3. The one the other night. That is 4 last man standing matches that have ended in really bad fashion. Because that's not what we paid for. We paid for someone to get destroyed. We paid for someone to get killed. There needs to be some sort of rule on this. There really does. Like, it's no disqualification, but the rules on, you know, you can't hold someone down. Because it kind of makes no sense. It doesn't make any sense. That's enough of my rant on that one. It was a good match. The ending kind of bugs me a lot though. And also the Usos getting involved in everything that John Cena does. Bray Wyatt said that, like, the Usos are just pawns for John Cena. He's just using them, and they're going to be the ones that get destroyed, and John Cena doesn't get destroyed. You know, that John Cena's just using them, just like Bray Wyatt's using Harper and Rowan, you know, just to be his lackeys, just to be cannon fodder. And you know what? By the end of this match, both of the Usos were destroyed, and John Cena wasn't. And Bray Wyatt is the most honest man in WWE. So that was that. It was a good match. It was good. There was lots of good spots. John Cena, of course, never loses the last man standing match. But he has lost one. He lost one to Edge. I remember he got put through a searchlight. Paige defeated Alicia Fox by submission. So, Paige lost in England. Paige lost to Alicia Fox, wasn't it? In England. For no reason other than probably to say to her, hey, look, bitch, you might be Divas champion, but we'll take you to your hometown and we'll make you so you lose. And then she wins on pay-per-view. Alicia Fox has started acting like a drunk college girl, and it's annoying. Like, a lot of people are like, oh my god, it's so cool. It's like, no, it's really just annoying. And Paige wins with the modified Scorpion Crosslock, which they've given a new name. I can't remember what the name was. You're gonna have to tell me because I cannot. I remember seeing it, and they called it something, and it didn't connect in my head. So you're gonna have to tell me what it was because I can't remember. But what's her name? Paige wins. Paige wins. It's a women's match. What do you expect? And we've got the main event, which also kind of runs into Raw with the spoilers. So the Shield beat Evolution 3-0. They absolutely destroyed them. This match pissed me off. This match actually pissed me off. Because Evolution was saying all the way through that once they've got you down to one person, they're going to destroy you. That we're going to divide and conquer, and we as a unit, not as a unit, you know, the point in this match was for Evolution, and this is the point, the actual point of being an elimination match, is Evolution are strong as individuals, super strong as individuals. Triple H, like 14-time world champion. I think Randy Orton's 10. Batista's at least 5. Like, they said they got like 31 or something, or was it 41 world titles between them? I think it's 31 world titles between them. The point in the match was, once you eliminate a Shield member, it becomes more about individuals. And obviously Evolution have the better individuals, whereas the Shield have a better unit. So, with that, saying that, yeah, Evolution go into this match and start kicking the shit out of them. But they don't eliminate anyone. They're like, I'm going to beat you up. Oh, I'm going to beat you up. They don't eliminate anyone. They're just like, oh, we're just going to keep all 3 in the match because that's not dangerous, is it? So that I think the Shield get a beat down for about 25 minutes. And then they just eliminate all 3 of Evolution. It was so dumb. It was really dumb. Batista trended worldwide because Batista looked like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. And this was the match of the night. It was match of the night. The Shield always put on match of the night. And I also think that Randy Orton, Triple H and Batista all get shit. They get shit when they don't deserve it. Especially Triple H. Triple H has put over Daniel Bryan so hard, it's unreal. He's brought up the Shield, he's brought up Bray Wyatt, he's brought up Bo Dallas, he's brought up Paige, he's brought up all these people who are really good now, and I'm not going to mention Adam Rose because he's a lemon. He's brought up all these people, and he's creating stars. Like, people say, oh, WWE can't create stars. They've created 3 stars, and that's the Shield. And they're all going to be big. Seth Rollins turn on the Shield on Raw, if you didn't know. That's the end of the Shield. I think we're getting there we're getting to the point where it's the perfect time to break up the Shield. With Seth Rollins going with Evolution, I'm not sure what to think of that. I'm not sure where Ambrose goes because Ambrose has always been kind of the guy who's not really been there for the Shield. Like, Seth Rollins has always been the great wrestler, the one who stands out as the athletic one, and Roman Reigns has been the winner of all the matches. Dean Ambrose just seems to jump on people and go like this and be really angry and be a titty master. Other than that, he doesn't really do much, and I worry about that. I worry. I would like him to get the US title back. At least they could have kept that on him so he had something to do once he left the Shield. So I do worry about Ambrose. Hopefully he gets to grow on his own. And Roman Reigns is not going to have a problem being a star. That guy is He's gonna be somewhere within a year. Maybe not world champion, but he's gonna have good things happen to him. Same with Bray Wyatt. He's gonna be. I thought after he lost to Cena, he'd be like facing Daniel Bryan for the title, but I guess Kane's more important there. I think that's pretty much all I need to say. The main event wasn't really much to talk about. It was like, yeah, Shield just got beaten for fucking 30 minutes and then won the match. It's like John Cena. It's like John Cena. Yeah. Well, guys, if you enjoyed this, make sure to click the like button. I'll probably be back for Money in the Bank, which I hope Daniel Bryan surrenders the title. Because, oh yeah, and here's another thing. Money in the Bank, if Daniel Bryan can't compete, the title's going to be on the line in the Money in the Bank ladder match. Which, they actually said that. They said it's going to be on the line in the Money in the Bank ladder match, yeah. Does that mean they're only having one? Well, actually, it must be, yeah, because they can only have one. There's only one title. This is the first year in a long time that Money in the Bank actually is just one title. It's a bit sad that they're not going to have the briefcase this year. Maybe they could have two matches. Maybe they could have one ladder match for the title and one for the briefcase, but either way. Alright, I'm going to go. I'll see you guys later. Make sure to click the subscribe button, click the like button, press the share button. Make sure to share with all your friends on your Facebook and stuff, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Rate, comment, subscribe. Rate, comment, subscribe. Rate, comment, subscribe. Rate, comment, subscribe. Rate, comment, subscribe.